What I like about this pattern is that it is continuous. There is no need to cut the yarn and connect motifs together. Everything is connected as you crochet. But the finished piece looks like motifs connected together, but in reality it's all just one piece. I start with 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I connect them into a ring with a slip stitch. Next 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 of these 6 chains will count as first double crochet, and 3 chains will count as chain 3 space. Now into the ring I make a double crochet. Three chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the ring a double crochet. 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the ring a double crochet. And I continue crocheting this way until I have 8 double crochets in total and 8 chain 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I make 3 chains and I join with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, counting from the bottom of the starting 6 chains. And this is what I have. I start the next round with 4 chains, and these 4 chains count as the first treble. Now into the next chain 3 space I work 3 trebles, yarn over twice, and I make 1 treble, yarn over twice, 2, and 3. Next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space I work 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 8 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So over here where I have 8 chains, that's gonna be the corner of the motif. Next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now again over here I will make a corner, so 8 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 2 corners. Again 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is my unfinished motif. I have 2 corners at the bottom, and I'm not going to finish this side just yet. Now I'm going to start working on the next motif because I want them to be connected as I go. So what I do is I start with 22 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And now into the 7th chain from the hook I will make a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here I made a slip stitch and I have a ring formed. What I do next is I make a slip stitch into each one of the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna turn my work this way so I continue crocheting into the ring. I make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet into the ring. So you can see that these 3 chains with slip stitches are actually gonna count as my first double crochet. And now I just make 3 chains and a double crochet into the ring. 3 chains and a double crochet into the ring. 3 chains and a double crochet. And I do it until I have 8 double crochets and 8 chain 3 spaces in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is going to be the 8th one. And then 3 chains. And I'm going to join with a slip stitch over here into the top chain of these 3 chains. Next, a slip stitch into each one of the next 4 chains. One, 2, 3, 4. And this counts as a treble. Again, I turn my work so that I can continue crocheting the motif, and into the next 3 chains I work 3 trebles. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna be joining this motif to the previous one. So I make 2 chains, 1, 2. Now I drop the loop of the hook and I pass the hook through the middle chain over here. There are 3 chains here, and into the middle one I pass the hook. I grab the loop back on the hook and I pass it through. Now 2 chains, 1, 2, and I continue crocheting the second motif. Into the next chain 3 space I work 3, 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again I need to join this motif to the previous one. So I make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. I drop the loop of the hook and I insert the hook over here into the middle chain and I pass it through. Then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next chain 3 space over here I work 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I have these 2 motifs are now connected, and I'm gonna continue crocheting this motif on this side. So 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now over here I need to make a corner, so 8 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is what I have so far. I have 2 unfinished motifs connected together, and what I'm gonna do next is start working on the next one, and I'm gonna do it exactly the same way as I did this one. So first 22 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and into the 7th chain from the hook a slip stitch, then a slip stitch into each one of the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I turn my work and I work into the chain loop over here, the ring. First 3 chains, then a double crochet. 3 chains and a double crochet. 3 chains and a double crochet, and so on until I have 8 double crochets and 8 chain 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8, and then 3 chain and join with a slip stitch. Next, a slip stitch into each one of the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. I turn my work, and into the chain 3 space over here I work 3 trebles. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to connect this motif to the previous one, so 2 chains, and in the middle chain over here I insert the hook, pass the loop through, then 2 chains, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I join the corners of the motifs. So 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to this last motif. Here I make 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here they are connected. Next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next treble 4, into the next chain 3 space I make 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the next corner, so 8 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next chain 3 space again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains, and again 4 trebles into the next chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 3 unfinished motifs connected together, and I can start working the next one. So that's how you keep working, adding more motifs depending on how wide you want your crochet piece to be. But I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna make this sample 3 motifs wide. So now I'm gonna continue crocheting this way, finishing the motifs. So over here I need to make a corner, so 8 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next chain 3 space 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this motif is almost finished. I just need to finish this corner right here. So I make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the middle chain over here I make a slip stitch. And now this last motif of this row is complete. I'm gonna continue working on this motif. I make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next chain 3 space I work 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3 space, 4 trebles. 2, 3, 4, and to finish the corner I make 4 chains and I make a slip stitch into the middle chain. And I do the same thing here, so 4 chains and 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains and again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all I need to do is to finish this corner over here, and I'm gonna finish it the following way. First I make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the top chain of these 4 chains I make a treble. And the corner is finished. By making it this way, it brings the hook and the yarn into the position for the next row. So here I have a row of 3 motifs connected together. I start the next row of motifs with 18 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And just as before, into the 7th chain from the hook I make a slip stitch to form a ring, and then a slip stitch into each one of the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I turn my work and continue crocheting into the ring. 3 chains and a double crochet. 3 chains and a double crochet, and so on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 chains and join. And I need to be careful not to twist the chain over here. So next, a slip stitch into each one of the next 4 chains. And I start working on this motif by making trebles into the chain 3 spaces. Now I'm going to connect this motif to the top of motif over here. So I make 2 chains, 1, 2, and then this is where I connect it. Then again 2 chains, and into the next chain 3 space, again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next I will connect to the corner where 2 motifs were already connected, so I make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I insert the hook into this corner over here where 2 motifs were already connected. Grab the loop back on the hook and pass it through. Then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to this next motif. Again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and again 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take a look. You can see that this side of the new motif in the next row is not finished. So from now on, of the first motif of each new row, the side over here is gonna be unfinished. And now I will work on the next motif over here, and I will make it exactly as I did these motifs. I will start with 22 chains, but then I will connect it on over here on this side and also on this side. So here is what it looks like, and now I can start working on the next motif over here. Again, I will make 22 chains, and I will work in the same way, connecting the motif on this side, in the corner, on this side, and in this corner. Here I worked this last motif of this second row, and now I'm gonna continue crocheting this way, finishing this side of the motifs, and I'm gonna do it exactly the same way as I did in the first row. I finished that side of the motifs. Again, the motif over here remains unfinished, and now I can start the next row of the motifs. So just as I did over here, I will start the first motif with 18 chains, but each one of the following motifs are gonna be started with 22 chains. And then I'm gonna crochet next row exactly the same as this one, connecting the motifs, then finishing them this way. And at the end, all I will need to do is finish this side. And this side is actually worked exactly the same way as this one. You can see that over here I need to make a corner, so I make 8 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then into the next chain 3 space, 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains, and into the next chain 3 space, 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to finish this corner, I make 4 chains, and into the chain over here, I make a slip stitch. So that's how this stitch is worked, and I blocked this piece so it looks much better than this one. I definitely recommend blocking, but also I crocheted this one a bit more loose because it's difficult to keep my tension when my hands are extended in front of the camera.